Hey you, it's me, Curtis P, and it's time for some coffee. On today's show, let's do a full recap of the big Apple event that happened yesterday. Starting off with the biggest announcement Apple had yesterday, that being the iPhone X. The phone looks very similar to the leaks we saw for the past couple of months. It has the edge-to-edge display. It doesn't have the home button. It requires actual gestures to go home and get into multitasking and such. It also utilizes facial recognition called Face ID to actually unlock your phone. So it maps out your face, and then using a brand new processor chip, it can recognize you and unlock your phone. This will happen even in the dark. So as soon as you look at the phone, bam, your phone will be unlocked. It also has a brand new all glass back, wireless charging, these brand new Animojis, which are based on your facial expressions here. It comes in white and gray colors, and 64 and 256 gigs in size. So that's just a quick run over of like all of the tech specs, just so we can kind of get into the fact of what the heck I actually think about this brand new phone. First things first, I gotta talk about the price. I didn't list it here, but it starts at $999 in the US for the 64 gigabyte version. It's over $1,000 for the 256, but in Canada, is way more expensive. It's a little over $1,300 for the 64 gig version and over $1,500 for the 256, and that's before tax. So that's off contract, but before tax. So if you want the biggest size of phone, you're gonna be paying close to $2,000 for this phone off contract. That's way too much, but that's more than like a MacBook. Crazy, too much money. Now I understand Canada is not the highest prices though. Some people from Australia posting their price sheets, and wow, are those prices scary. So depending upon where you live in the world, the US is probably the cheapest place to buy it, but you know, otherwise, this is gonna be a very expensive phone, and only a select number of people will be buying it, I think. And by, you know, a select number of people, I mean like millions of people, but you know, there won't be the standard multiple millions that buy it. They'll just be like multiple millions. A smaller fraction of the million. Overall, I looked at a bunch of videos online showing off like hands-on of the phone. It looks really nice. I really like it. The white one, I think kind of looks really weird just because the front is black, but then the back is white. It just doesn't look right. It looks weird. It looks like someone took like the back off of like an old phone and was like, let's switch backs. Like sometimes people would do that with like the iPhone 4, they would like switch out the back plate with like a white one with a black one, and then you have a black front and a white back. To me, it just doesn't quite look right. Also, the camera cutout also is black, so it just kind of looks weird. So I'm gonna probably go with the black one, but we'll circle back to me actually buying this in the future. The no home button is interesting. There are some cool gestures that come along with it. Obviously, you can swipe up to go home. You can swipe up just a little bit, and that'll open up multitasking if you kind of swipe and hold. You can also swipe left and right on this bar to quickly jump back and forth between applications, which is quite nice. I really like that idea. And if you're looking for Control Center, that is now up in the top. So this is gonna be confusing for people. I know it's going to be. The left side of the top, like the left ear, if you swipe down from there, that brings you your notifications. Sorry, that's your notifications on the left side. If you go to the right side, that's where your Control Center is. So each of the little ears has a purpose. I think if you swipe in the middle though, that also is notifications. So, you know, that's fun, I guess. For some people, the freaking Control Center might just disappear. So to actually move it, you know, whatever. I know where it is. I use it all the time. Face ID, let's quickly touch about that. Cool, looks really cool. I feel bad for Craig though, because the first time they ever tried to demo Face ID on stage, it did not work. But after reading and watching the keynote again online, it looks like it was trying to work. I'll quickly try to explain this here. It looks like he held the phone up, it was scanning his face, but the phone must have restarted recently, and you know when you restart your phone, you have to input your password again before you can even use like Touch ID? I think the same thing happened here. So the phone must have restarted, he went to use Face ID, and it was like, hey dude, you gotta unlock me first before you can use that feature. So he picked up the phone, it didn't work, and he was like, okay, let's just move on, and he picked up the second phone. Because if you look really close in the keynote, you'll see the actual like number pad comes up to be like, please enter your passcode. So it was trying to work, it's just, it seems like Face ID was working fine. It's just like the phone wasn't in the perfect like setting for the presentation they wanted to do, right? So it's like, you know, it wasn't unlocked, which is what it probably should have been, which is what the other phone was. The other phone already had that passcode entered into it. So it really didn't fail on its first attempt, but when you watch the live stream, ooh, that was cringeworthy. Let's look at this brand new feature. Wah, doesn't work. And quickly, because I just want to wrap this all up here, wireless charging, super fun, super cool. I'm glad Apple is working on that. They also are working on a brand new thing they're calling Air Power, which is like this big mat you can put your iPhone on, your Apple Watch Series 3, and your AirPods on, and they'll all wirelessly charge, which is pretty cool. Animated emojis. It's a fun thing. I know a lot of people are gonna like that. I'll probably use it once. That'll be the end of it. But it's cool. You know, why not? You got the facial mapping tech, why not map some emojis on there, especially some poop, because I wanna be an animated poop. I don't actually, I think that's really stupid, but you know, whatever. So yeah, if you wanna get one, if you're like myself, I plan on getting the 64 gig version because way too expensive. Can't afford that high-end model. I'm gonna get the cheapest model, as long as it doesn't, you know, sell out right away. That could be a problem, but pre-orders start in October, everyone, the end of October. We're like 6 weeks away from pre-orders for that phone, so I think they're having production problems. And the phone will ship in early November. So yeah, if you want the iPhone 10, wait it out, save up some money. You got a lot of time. You can save some money until we get there, and then buy the phone as soon as you can. I recommend staying up at night and camping out with your credit card and ordering it as soon as the store goes live. But hey, that's just me. Moving on, let's talk about the iPhone 8 and the iPhone 8 Plus. And yes, I have no idea where the iPhone 7S went. It just poofed away, so whatever, goodbye. But now we have the iPhone 8 and the 8 Plus. But it looks the same as the iPhone 7 because it pretty much is. It does have access to these brand new photo modes. These will also be coming to the iPhone 10. It also has wireless charging, comes in black, white, and gold colors. Pre-orders for this thing start on Friday, and it'll be available in store next Friday. Now the iPhone 8 off contract in Canada starts at about $929, which is far more reasonable. Now like on contract, that'll bring it down even more. So this is gonna be the phone that a lot of people buy this year, simply because it's cheaper. If you're someone who just walks into the store and is like, I need a new phone, I don't really know what's out, there's no way you're buying the iPhone 10. Sitting there at like $1,500 all by itself, probably on like a gold pedestal. Or you're like, hey, there's this other iPhone right over there, what's up with that? And they're like, yeah, it was released this year too, it's just like doesn't have that fancy stuff over there. And you're like, yeah, but it's like half the price, so I'll just buy one of those. I might even buy 2 of those. So yeah, overall it looks nice. I am not personally a fan of this design. I hate this design of phone. It is not my favorite design. And the fact it has stayed along for so long is just mind-boggling. But whatever, it's here. If people want it, they'll buy it. This will be the affordable phone for the year. And yeah, great, cool, solid. Next up, let's talk Apple Watch. The Apple Watch Series 3 has been announced. It has a brand new cellular connectivity built right into it. So if you want to answer phone calls, stream music, or send text messages right from your watch without a phone connected, you can now do that. Though it does have the same design as the original Apple Watch, and it starts at $429 for the non-cellular version, or $519 for cellular. Pre-orders start this Friday. It'll be shipping next Friday. My thoughts overall, looks nice. Probably not gonna buy one though. It's just not a big enough upgrade for me, Apple. I don't know, it's like, yeah, okay, cool, it looks the same. Like this is Apple Watch Series 0, Series nothing. And I feel like, overall, you can't even tell what it is, except it doesn't have the red dot. I will admit, no red dot, so you know it's not a cellular Apple Watch, because the cellular ones have the red dot on the digital crown. But overall, it looks the same, and it acts the same. I don't know. For me, I'm like, I use it maybe 10 times a day. I'm like, yeah, cool. It's nice to like look at text messages. Sometimes I'll reply on it. Overall, I look and then I'll go and find my phone and pick that up. But I think it's cool, you know, for people who want to use a watch without a phone, this is a big upgrade for them. But, so it's cool overall, but I looked on their website because I was like, hey, you know, what would it be like if I got another one of these watches? I don't want the cellular version because I personally don't need it. Also, my carrier doesn't support it in Canada. Also, there's no way I'm paying for another data plan for my freaking watch. That just seems stupid to me. It's just like, especially in Canada, it'd probably be like friggin' $30 a month extra just to connect my watch. I'm not paying that. No, I already have a data plan, it's fine. But anyway, the thing I noticed on the Apple website is that this watch, the stainless steel one, you can't even get it without cellular. I would have to buy a cellular Apple Watch and then just like not activate the cellular, which is kind of annoying for me. I'm not a really big fan. It's obviously they're pushing cellular, like all the watches pretty much have cellular now. If you want an Apple Watch without a cellular data plan, you basically have to get like an Apple Watch Sport, and that's it. Also note, they don't actually call it the Apple Watch Sport anymore. It's just the Apple Watch in aluminum or the Apple Watch in stainless steel, but there is a thing called the Apple Watch Edition, which is ceramic, but it comes in white and black now, so That's cool. But yeah, anyway, mini rant over, I can't get this watch anymore. This SKU doesn't exist. The stainless steel with just like Wi-Fi and GPS doesn't exist. I have to get the cellular, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, I'm not gonna upgrade. Maybe next year I'll upgrade, but overall, I gotta save my money for that friggin' other iPhone. And last but not least, let's quickly talk about the Apple TV. Apple is rolling out 4K content on the device, so that is awesome. You'll soon be able to access Netflix, Amazon, and iTunes 4K content right on the box. Apple also announcing that all iTunes purchases of HD content in the past will be automatically upgraded to 4K, so that's actually a pretty big deal. So if you spent like $25 on an HD movie, bam, you now have it in 4K for free, which is really freaking cool. If you have a big collection of like HD movies, that works out really well. Also, if you're a person who buys Blu-rays with the digital copy included, it's awesome. You now basically get a 4K copy for free. At least I think that's how it works. I would actually have to check that. I haven't really looked into it. I have some HD movies in my iTunes library, so I'll have to see if they get auto updated to 4K, because I didn't technically buy the movie from iTunes. I bought it from Walmart on a Blu-ray disc, but it came with a digital copy, so be interesting to see if that digital copy gets up-res to 4K as well. But overall, those were the big announcements from the event. Obviously, the one thing I also want to touch on here, the Steve Jobs Theater. This is the first time we ever had an event at this area, so they opened up the entire presentation sort of talking about Steve and talking about, you know, all the plans for Apple Park. It was really nice, a really great dedication to the person who sort of like pushed Apple in the direction they're currently in and had such a big influence on the company. So it just seems fitting that they would name the entire theater after him, especially considering he was most known for his presentations. So awesome presentation overall. Also the theater and the space and all that stuff. Wow, does it look nice. So with that, I'm gonna ask you guys a very simple question, obviously. What did you think about the event? Did you like it? Did you like the announcements? Are there any devices you want to get for yourself? You gonna get yourself an iPhone 10? Is that a thing you're gonna do? Maybe you're gonna just settle for an Apple Watch instead, you know. Let me know, comment section down below. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit up that like button and of course subscribe to the channel. I'm working on releasing new videos like this throughout the week, so make sure you subscribe so you get all those sent straight to you. You can also find other videos like this one on screen right now, and of course you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you can join my Discord server. All those links are over at my website at curtisparody.ca. Well, until next time everyone, I'm Curtis Parody, and have an amazing day.